Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today we have so much to go over. A bunch of YouTubers were flown out to play Black Ops 7 early, and from there we got to learn a lot about the game, like some straight up insider info about skill-based matchmaking, skins, crossovers, and pretty much everything else, so obviously we're going to be covering that. But before we do so, today is also the big day for Zombies fans, as they not only gave us a reveal trailer, but also an intel drop that dives deeper into the game mode. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'll come right out and say it, the Zombies trailer looked pretty damn good. It's actually mind-blowing how they can release a multiplayer trailer that was that bad and then 2 days later drop a Zombies trailer that was this good. I don't think it's a secret that Zombies carried Black Ops 6, and it looks like the same thing is going to be happening with Black Ops 7. And while it's early on, let's just go ahead and take a look at some comparisons here. The multiplayer trailer, while it has way more views, it has almost twice as many dislikes as likes, because nobody is happy with the state of the Call of Duty multiplayer, and the video is currently sitting at about 32,000 likes to over 60,000 dislikes. The Zombies trailer, however, which has only been up for like 3 hours at the time this video being recorded, has 16,000 likes to 1.2k dislikes. And for context here, the Zombies trailer right now has less than 2% of the views as the multiplayer trailer, but it has half as many likes already. That's freaking insane. Zombies itself will have multiple game modes, including a cursed mode, which is going to be like classic Zombies, where you start off with a starting pistol. There are no loadouts, there's no armor, no minimap, no exfil, and a perk limit of 4. It's going to be like the classic Zombies experience if you want to play it that way. Transit, of course, will be in the game, as well as Ashes of the Damned, and there will apparently be one new Zombies map per season, and on top of that, Zombies will be in the freaking beta. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when Call of Duty is so down bad and when it actually has some competition. Black Ops 6 flopping and Battlefield 6 rising is the best thing to ever happen to COD, because it actually has them releasing proper content and actually trying for a change. And to the people out there who say that we just complain too much and everything, it looks like channels like myself and Blame Truth and everybody else, it looks like we've gotten underneath the skin of the folks over there at Treyarch, because we got this quote right here from CharlieIntel, who of course was at Treyarch Studio this week. Here we can read, Black Ops 7's Season 1 content offering will be the biggest season of content ever, Treyarch tells us. By the way, I feel like we hear that every single year, but their quote is saying, so I think it's making damn certain no one can do any kind of math and think that we did not absolutely bring it. Those are some pretty bold words right there, ladies and gentlemen. I've done countless comparisons here in the channel of launch day content from back in the day versus stuff that we see now. You know, things like Season 1 of Modern Warfare 3 versus Season 1 of Black Ops 6, you know, things like that. And it seems like the folks over at Treyarch have taken notice. This also ties into the Ghost of Hope leak that we got the other day that says that they're going all in with Black Ops 7 and leaving nothing on the table. And speaking of that, we have a lot of news that came out in regards to the Black Ops 7 multiplayer, so let's go ahead and take a look at that next. So like I just mentioned, a bunch of people are flown out to Treyarch's offices this past week to see and play the game early. While they are under some forms of NDA, they were able to ask questions to the developers face to face and kind of pick their brains on certain topics. And I want to preface all this by saying that this is absolutely part of the Black Ops 7 marketing cycle, so take some of these responses with a grain of salt. The devs knew that their answers would be banner headlines, and they likely chose their words very carefully and picked only certain topics to go over, but they did, interestingly enough, talk about skill-based matchmaking, so let's see what they have to say. Here we can read from CharlieIntel, who is responsible for most of this information because he was at the studio and got an exclusive interview. In regards to all the questions about skill-based matchmaking and disbanding lobbies, Treyarch told us that they see the comments on it, but it's not under their control to change or adjust those. We are just the developers, is the quote that was given. So as we've always known, skill-based matchmaking is something that is controlled by Activision. The developers, it's kind of weird how they phrase that there. They do have the ability to change it. They do change it and tweak it every now and then. They remove it entirely from certain game modes or for certain limited test windows that they conduct, but ultimately it's Activision's choice to keep it in the game, and it's like this evil tool that the developers are forced to use on their own players. I think it comes down to a person-by-person basis at the studio as to like which developers like skill-based matchmaking versus which developers hate skill-based matchmaking, but it has to be frustrating to have this be your life's work and know damn well that people aren't going to enjoy the game or even buy it because of a stupid matchmaking algorithm that is continuously holding back the entire COD franchise. Those 4 little letters are responsible for like 90% of the reason why Black Ops 6 flopped. It's also like 90% of the reason why pre-orders are down. It's like 70% the reason why so many COD fans are switching to Battlefield. All it would take is just one phone call, one decision from a higher up, and suddenly, I'm not even memeing here, but Call of Duty would actually be back. It would take the world by storm once again, and I especially think that's true because we've had so many duds in recent years. I feel like a lot of people haven't properly played COD for many years years now, or if they have, maybe they tried the game out for a week and then put it down. It seems like nobody's interested in the COD multiplayer anymore. And even with all the other problems that we would still face with Black Ops 7, if they remove skill-based matchmaking, everybody would be happy and the game would do infinitely better than it otherwise would. But speaking of that, we have a lot more news to go over here in this video, so I'm going to quit ranting about matchmaking for a moment and jump into the rest of the stuff that came out today. So like I was saying, CharlieIntel was at Treyarch Studios and they got an exclusive interview with a lot of the developers. As such, CharlieIntel is like the source for all this information right here. He's basically the biggest COD news guy out there, along with somebody like Modern Warzone. And today, Charlie posted like a dozen new tweets detailing everything that he saw and was told at Treyarch this week. So I sort of just want to rapid fire go over all of them and stop and make comment on the most interesting bits. The first one here might actually blow your mind, but I honestly feel like it's a bit of marketing on the part of Treyarch. It's really weird. I want you guys to take a look at this. Here we can read, breaking, Treyarch confirmed to us in an exclusive interview that they have canceled some big brand collab skins for Black Ops 7 after community feedback. There were opportunities that we have had lined up that, after some of our conversations, we straight up turned down. The more I read this, the more it sounds like a corporate spin to make it sound like they're listening to the community. Now, maybe I'm being a bit pessimistic here, but hear me out on this one. Treyarch is owned by Activision. They can't even remove skill-based matchmaking because Activision has the final say on everything, and we're supposed to believe that Treyarch, out of the goodness of their hearts, decided they wanted to make less money with Black Ops 7 than they otherwise could have, with Activision not having a say whatsoever. The quote does go on to say that after some of their conversations, they came to that conclusion, and I think it came down to they talked to Activision and decided that in the long run, they might make more money with Black Ops 7 by giving off the illusion that they actually care about community feedback. Sort of a situation of take a small hit now and maybe you'll hit big later on. Because if you think about it, Black Ops 6 has been pretty much long dead, right? So after Beavis and Butthead, they really haven't added that many crazy skins to the game. They kind of just stopped with Beavis and Butthead, and of course they're trying to continue that into Black Ops 7, but Black Ops 6 was already dead, and them adding in anything else wouldn't have changed anything about that. It wouldn't have brought players back, it wouldn't have brought new players in. I mean, sure, maybe some people would have left the game, but it's not like they ever cared about that before, so long as people were actually spending money. I don't know, it really seems like they're going the route of, we're the good guys here, we stood up to big evil Activision, we said no more goofy skins, and that just can't be the case. There's no way in hell that Treyarch just told Activision, we're making less money this year, and that's final. I don't know. I'm curious to hear what you guys think about this down there in the comments. Next up here, let's go ahead and rapid fire some news for Black Ops 7 thanks to CharlieIntel's exclusive interview. When it comes to Create Class, Matt Scrons has reiterated that it may come back in the future, but he believes that how they did it in Black Ops 2 is not the right way to do it, and that just makes zero sense whatsoever. Pick 10 back in Black Ops 2 was like literally perfect, but continuing on here, Treyarch has confirmed that there may be some skins in Black Ops 7 that may push the boundaries of the Black Ops identity in-game, but their intention is to stick to the stuff that feels Black Ops. So basically, right there, they're already trying to soften the blow for when goofy skins are added to the game with Season 1 like they do every single freaking year. Next up here, we can read that some of the 16 Mastery camos that are going to be in the game will be shown at Call of Duty Next on September 30th. Black Ops 7 will be available on PS4 and Xbox One because a, quote, shocking amount of people still play on those platforms, and apparently nothing in the game was held back because of those consoles, but we all know that simply is not true. You cannot make a game work for those old systems without limiting the scope of what you can do and what you want to do with better hardware. So that's just a straight up lie right there, but the game will be coming out for last gen consoles. While they did change all the Vault Edition operator skins, the weapon blueprints are not being changed whatsoever, in case you guys are waiting to hear anything about that. The weapon prestige camos are all going to be heavily inspired from Black Ops 2 camos, and they acknowledge that them not having weekly challenges in Black Ops 6 was a miss, claiming it simply was not on their radar, and that is actually mind-blowing. Like, did these guys not play Modern Warfare 3 at all? Did they not read any of the feedback from Modern Warfare 3? Do these people even play video games outside of when they're forced to work on them? Like, weekly challenges were a universally loved system, and it added a ton to Modern Warfare 3, so I can't believe that they just simply didn't think about it when it came to Black Ops 6. But speaking of that, we have a lot of information about weekly challenges as well as seasonal changes, so let's wrap the video up here today with that. With weekly challenges in Black Ops 7 Season 1, every week has 6 challenges for multiplayer, zombies, Warzone, and Endgame. In case you guys didn't know, Endgame is going to be like this co-op campaign mode that you unlock at the very end. You have to complete a total of 6 challenges per week across all the modes. Season 1 has 9 weeks with 2 weapons, new streaks, attachments, blueprints, and 2 universal camos. So that right there, ladies and gentlemen, sure sounds like they'll finally be expanding upon the weekly challenge system from Modern Warfare 3 and making it even better. Not only will there be camos and attachments, but there's also going to be entire weapons and weapon blueprints as rewards as well. Charlie went on to later clarify that those 2 new weapons are in addition to the free weapons on each season's battle pass. So from the sounds of it, there's going to be like 4 or 5, maybe 6 or 7 new weapons every single season of Black Ops 7, in addition to everything else that they're adding. It also just goes back once again to that Ghost of Hope leak from a couple of days ago. Activision told Treyarch and Raven Software and Sledgehammer Games and everybody else to, quote, leave nothing on the table because they're changing engines with Modern Warfare 4, and it sure sounds like that's exactly what they are doing. I do think the engine change is only part of the story, however, because the hard truth is Black Ops 6 failed miserably, Battlefield 6 is doing amazing, and Activision saw the writing on the wall. They are throwing content at the game like crazy right now, and I won't lie, a lot of these changes are very positive, but it goes back to what I was saying the other day. They have created a ton of problems so they could sell us the solution to those problems, and I may do a proper deep dive video breaking down exactly how true that is, because honestly, we're far enough into this video, and I'm not looking for this video to be like an hour long or anything like that, but all we know for sure is positive changes are happening to Call of Duty just like we said they would, because fans are sticking to their guns and they are not pre-ordering the game. If you want Call of Duty to continue to get better, you guys know what to do, and it's going to be really interesting to see how the reaction to all these announcements shapes the future of Black Ops 7 as we get closer to Call of Duty next, and then of course the beta that comes out right after that, then the full launch of Battlefield 6 and everything else. So as always, I'll be here with you guys every step of the way, but for right now, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback on all of today's news down there in the comments. Be sure to sub to the channel if you're new around here. Thank you all so much for listening, and until next time, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.